The show. How
I was getting.
I listen to a lot of people.
It's Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
joining us on Kidd Kraddick in the morning, the quintessential expert of all things Bachelor. Give it up, you guys, for Reality Steve. Yeah. RealitySteve.com.
Hey, everybody.
What an empire you built over there at RealitySteve.com.
Thanks.
I picture RealitySteve.com as taking place in a castle. Is that correct?
In a castle?
No.
Do you grieve when the show goes off air for the few months that it does? Do you just sit at home and weep until it comes back on again?
Well, the thing is, with this show, it's constantly, well, Bachelor Pad's gone now, but essentially, right when Sean's finale aired, March 11th, Desiree started filming on the 14th. So
oh, my gosh.
It went into...
So you only had a long weekend.
So I was spoiling the last 2 months, but then her season ended...
Okay. So help me out with this. How much time transpired from when Desiree knew that she wasn't going to marry Sean till the day she started filming as the Bachelorette? How much time?
She got eliminated in November.
So she had about
5 months.
5 months. Yeah. Is that enough time to completely get over a person you were hopelessly head over heels in love with?
Yeah, you thought you were.
And move around and then move to the other side and pick one of 25 guys?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
I think
in this
so.
venue. But here's the thing. She wasn't the number 2 choice of
No.
Sean. So how painful is it for the number 2 girl to be bypassed
Oh, yeah.
for number 3 and sometimes number 4?
Well, let's face it, Des was way more interesting than the second girl.
And more charismatic.
Yeah.
Sean didn't think so.
I have to ask you a very important question about the Bachelorette, and be honest with me.
Yeah.
Will someone be in it to win it? Really, I would.
Is everyone there for the right reasons?
Yeah.
Well, no.
will one guy be there not to make friends?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
Does one guy have a girlfriend?
Well, yeah, they've already given that away.
Yeah.
After I gave it away.
Does one guy drink way too much?
Oh, yeah. First night. Oh, it's great. First night, the premiere episode when you see it. This guy absolutely makes an ass of himself.
Really?
It's great.
Is he the one in the Knights
No,
outfit?
that guy doesn't get any airtime outside of when he gets out of the limo in the knight in shining armor suit. But this other guy literally tells Desiree his limo exit is he gives her a card, fantasy suite card, and says, well, you can bypass the other 24 guys and go straight to the fantasy suite.
Wow.
She's like, I'm not that kind of girl.
He wants a one-night stand with the Bachelorette.
Essentially.
Yeah.
And then later on in the night, when everybody's mingling with her, he pulls her aside again, tries to get her to go to the fantasy suite. He's like, I'm serious. Let's go to the fantasy suite. She's
Say
like,
what?
No. Third time
Oh
at
my
the end of
gosh.
the night, just grabs her hand, starts walking her through the mansion in front of all the guys. She's like, "Where are we going?" He's like, brings her up to her room, and then he says, well, "I told you I wanted to take you to the fantasy suite." And then she just says, "You're making me feel uncomfortable."
You
Sends him home.
gotta love that kind of confidence.
What?
No.
Like I have a friend like that. He believes if he has 10 girls at a club to go home with him, that 9 times out of 10, one of them will say yes.
Yeah, that's fine, but you don't keep asking the same girl.
And not when she has that many options.
on national TV.
I mean, I wouldn't do that, and I'm pretty easy. But if I have 24 other options,
Yeah, you got to keep your options
why?
open for a minute.
Yeah.
But,
But
Steve,
wait, have you guys never met the third-time girl?
What?
There's third-time girls out there all over the place, where if you ask them to do something the third time, they have to say yes.
He thought she was a third-time girl.
You have
apparently.
me so jaded that I think this guy was encouraged by the producers to go ask her again, because I always think everything's a manipulation.
Well, without a doubt. And plus, you could tell he's pretty hammered when he's doing his ITMs to the camera. His eyes are like half shut when he's saying
sorry.
it.
Sorry, what
Yeah.
is ITM?
Oh, I'm
TV
sorry.
lingo?
Yeah.
Now, guys being
In the moment.
guys being douchey is like the only thing that can save the Bachelorette. You have to admit, the Bachelor is far more exciting because you put 25 girls together, they're going to fight like crazy. The guys don't tend to do that, do they?
The girls are more catty, but the guys, they have their arguments and they have their fights, but I think girl fighting is way better.
Did I see a for real's fist fight happening on the preview, or is that something that didn't really happen? They made me think that there was going to be a fight.
This is what you can ask Reality Steve and get the real.
Yeah.
There's a group date in episode 2 or 3 where they go to perform Hollywood stunts or whatever.
I knew that was going to be
and
the
I think
thing.
that clip that they showed was them practicing.
Because then they show the dude, the next clip was, and then he just punched me out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So manipulative, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Des, is she as adorable and cute as everybody wants us to think she is?
I don't know.
You're not feeling it?
I liked her on Sean's season, but now kind
now
of
you know
like
her-
how I have Sean overload, I'm having Des overload, and the season's not even started yet.
But you also know her family. We all got a glimpse of that whack fest.
Oh, man.
You
You
have a brother in this?
last year. And how much are they a factor in this season?
Well, they they'll meet the final two guys when they go to Antigua
great.
at the end.
Because the brother was the one that was so.
That's the dude they should make the next Bachelor, I think, because he's so out of it. I mean, he's so non-Bachelor. I think.
Dude, he's like the Unabomber. You know, they ought to bring him in for all the rose ceremonies. Have him just sit there intimidating with his arms. Look at these guys like, don't touch her.
I think he definitely plays a role. He's going to meet the final two guys, but he's just not all there, especially after what happened with Sean. And but you know, she's going on her media tour right now, and you know, given the line of, you know, given the house company line of I can't say anything. And
now, is she all there? Because when you have a family where several of them aren't there, you wonder if she's all there.
Well, the one thing you need to get used to this season is they are really playing up the Cinderella story with her, because she used to live in tents and came from no money, and she's just looking for her Prince Charming, and she says it literally 10 times. In the
she lived in a tent.
It's annoying. Yeah, she lived.
That's
in a
right.
tent.
I remember that from The Bachelor. Yeah,
It got annoying.
Do you have any Sean Lowe scoop? Are they going to get married?
I mean, they're still together, but here's the problem I think that Sean is going to have. Like, Dance with the Stars just ended, but apparently he's staying out in L.A. for at least the summer.
And
that's
he's got the bug.
He's got the bug.
The lucrative insurance career out there.
Yeah. Well, plus, I think Catherine, if you follow her Instagram or her Twitter, everything that Catherine tweets is about hanging out with Lisa Vanderpump and her daughter, and going to their restaurants. I think it's
bit her too.
I think they're both. I think they're both hooked right now, and hopefully Sean comes back to Dallas, because I think it has a chance. But if he's going to stay out in L.A.,
it's funny, because the show manipulates them into falling in love, and then the real world manipulates them out of love at the end, right? Because they're famous, and then they don't think about it. They're not famous when they're in the house. Not to them. They're not famous yet, right?
I think one of the worst things Sean could have done was go straight into Dancing with the Stars. It just, I mean, they had no time as a couple outside of when the show was airing, and they had their secret meetups.
Now, what makes you think that's a priority for him?
Well, I mean,
didn't he show what his priority is? His priority is to build a career in Hollywood. That's what it looks like to me.
I mean, but you know, he comes in here and talks to you guys, and he seems so genuine. You know, maybe I was fooled by it.
Dude, he stood right there where you're standing, and we asked, "Are you going to be the next Bachelor?" He's like, "No, I'm done."
Well, at that point, he wasn't. At that point, he wasn't, right?
And are you going to do Dancing with the Stars? No way. He did. He said no.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he and Catherine agree to have their wedding filmed for ABC?
They
so
did.
how are they actually even in the process of doing that, or is everything on hold?
Well, if you're a couple that gets engaged at the end of this show, if you get married, I think within a 2-year window, you have no choice. I mean, these people that say, like, well, I don't know if I want to tell her, I don't think you have a choice.
Yeah.
ABC owns you, and you have to do it.
But
on TV.
On the bright side, you get paid a ton of money to do that.
Not only does your wedding get paid for, but those people get money on top of it.
Yeah.
They get cash to get married.
All right. How much of this have you seen? Have you seen it all the way through already?
Oh, God, no.
No.
Just the first episode.
Just the first episode. Yeah. And does it have promise? Is it gonna keep our attention the way that The Bachelor did last season?
I think the guy factor is interesting enough to where they mix the personalities enough, and the guy's got a girlfriend, and this guy leaves on his own and stuff like that. So yeah,
give me 3 guys to watch. 3 names of guys to watch. Like, these guys are going to be in it for a while, and they're interesting.
Well, I think Brian will be interesting to watch because he's the one with the girlfriend.
Brian.
Okay.
Yeah. But the best part about that is, because we get that every season, like, oh, he's got a girlfriend at home or whatever. But this girl shows up and says to Desiree, I'm Brian's girlfriend, and she has it out with him right in front of Desiree.
Yes.
So the producers know all that.
From what I was told, and I don't know how true this is, but I was told that this girl had no idea he left to do the show. They apparently got in a fight or whatever.
How does this guy do this?
She read.
I'll be back. I'm going to get sick.
So what you're saying is something real accidentally happened on The Bachelor.
She read about it. Either she read about it on my site or was told about it. Like, hey, Reality Steve is saying this guy is on the show. And then she got in touch with somebody who got in touch with the producer, and they flew her out. And she was
they were on a weird schedule to begin with. Well, won't you notice if your boyfriend doesn't come around?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Obviously, these two weren't living together, but I think it was a relationship to where maybe they were on he was like, they got in a fight, and he's just like, look, I need some time off.
Yeah.
And this time off, I'm going to take a flight to California.
I don't think you can do that.
Yeah.
So is it 26 guys that started?
25, yeah.
And do they eliminate a bunch of them the first night? I hope so.
Only 6.
Only
Really?
6.
Yeah.
So we have to try to learn about 19 guys.
Well, no, because the first few weeks they just
Yeah.
drop. It's not until you get to like the final 6 or so that you start really
How's
caring.
the caliber of guys? Because I was kind of disappointed with the girl pool last season, I guess. Are they hot? Is it
good-looking
straight
guys, I
man? Can
think.
you tell me if
So
these
as
guys
a straight
are hot?
man, I'm going to have to tell you
yeah.
if I think these guys
mean,
are
it's
hot.
like being able to wear pink.
Yeah. Are they hot? And you've admitted you cried during Dancing with the Stars. So, yeah.
Pass on that. I think there are a lot of models.
Yeah.
I mean, there are guys.
Male models.
When I found out these guys were on the show, you do a Google search and all of a sudden you see their modeling pics.
Yeah.
So they're in it for the right reasons.
Yes,
of course.
exactly.
Right.
Hot
Models
and
need
dumb.
love.
And careers.
What's the
Here's a word that'll never come up with me when you Google me. Portfolio. Yeah, I don't
your
have
stock
one.
portfolio?
yeah, stock portfolio, maybe.
Your bank account.
Yeah, right.
So, Steve, what's the OBC, the obligatory black count on the show?
Yeah, there's
Because last season they had actually 3 chicks, 3 black girls.
Yeah.
So did they up the ante?
We got one.
One.
We got one.
We're back down to 1.
He works from Chicago, works in banking. So
I'm telling you got to start the Bachelorette. It's going to work.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
They did that, didn't they, with I Love New York and Flava
Yeah.
Flav?
Oh, yeah.
Flavor Flav.
Now, how does this work with your site? Do we go to your site before the episode and you'll tell us what happened, or are you going to spill it all as soon as you know it?
Oh, it's already all up there.
Uh-huh.
Every episode.
You got a winner?
Down to the winner.
Come
Oh,
on.
so it's in the,
Wow.
it's in the can.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Desiree, the ending of the last episode was filmed on May 9th.
So just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you
So
know
March
who
14th
she
to May
chose.
9th. Yeah.
Wow.
I got it all. It's all there. Every episode by episode spoiler is already up on the
So
site.
how many hours of this have you watched? Were you told about it, or have you seen it? You're basically.
No, it's
I'm not trying to
just short.
violate your privacy or confidence here, but
Yeah.
you're told what happens, right?
Yeah.
By someone.
Not someone, many people.
By many people. Yes.
Many.
Steve, I'm one of those people that, even though I try, people always try to spoil it because they want you to know the answer. If I don't want to know who wins, but I still want to know some of the background and some of the stories.
Some of the drama.
Is there a place to go on your site where you won't tell us who wins, but you'll tell us, like, this person's really an actor and they've
that's
done
too
this?
tempting.
I mean,
That's
you know,
too tempting, Kelly.
like where you can give us some
Yeah,
nuggets, but
maybe
not
he could
spoil
start
it.
another site like Reality Steve, not totally spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, after you watch this episode, go look at this site, and now I'll tell you what was going on behind the scenes.
Well, you can choose to do it that way. Just don't go to Reality Steve until after the episode's over, and he'll
But
write
then-
about that episode.
But then he'll mention about, but as we all know,
Yeah.
Catherine's going to be the winner, so that'll be written in. you
Yeah,
know?
the problem is that when I recap it, it's just when you already give out the spoilers, it's impossible to recap the show and pretend I don't know what's going to happen
Right,
later on down
right.
the line.
Kelly, someone's
very
going to
tough.
ruin it for you and post
They
on your
always
Facebook
do.
page again.
I banned 2 people last season for doing that to me. It's not funny. I want to be surprised. I live tweet
Well-
it. I want, I get really involved.
I understand, but you
It's
cannot
fun.
sit here and ask the almighty master of everything Bachelor omnipotence to basically not tell what he knows.
But he's not telling
what
me.
he does.
I have the choice of going to his site or not.
Yeah.
So
It's other people.
Yes, other people that
Yeah.
don't even ask me, do you want to know or not? They just tell me, and I'm like,
Bachelor
You know?
bombers.
Yeah.
It happens to guys all the time. You're like out to dinner on a Sunday because you have a girlfriend or a wife, and you're like, please don't tell me who wins the Vikings game.
Right.
Vikings 24/7, dude. Yeah.
You can't record live sports and not expect to know. That's live.
Well, it's the same thing. You
Or
don't
it's the
want to
same
know.
thing like living on the West Coast and the results on
Having
American
friends.
Idol and
Yeah.
X Factor and all that stuff. It's you have to stay off Facebook or Twitter those nights of those finales air, or else you're going to get spoiled. It's just impossible in 2013 to avoid it.
It's true.
Kelly, question: Have you gone to ABC's site to look at the 25 guys? Have you made your
haven't.
first impressions?
Ooh.
no, see, like I really
Oh.
genuinely, I'm honest. I want the full first time experience because I'm tweeting it with people and we get really excited about it, and we're I don't want
The
anything
best part
spoiled.
is seeing them come out of that limo.
Yeah.
So
You at least go to the ABC site to look at their headshots to see what you're
Yeah.
dealing with. This
No,
The
year.
only
she
thing
wants-
I've seen is the commercials they show during Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
you
She
know?
wants to be completely and utterly manipulated by ABC and all their street.
But see, I willfully allow that to happen.
I know it's awesome.
It's fun for a little while, It
Yeah.
really is. And the guy in the knight in the shining armor, that's the egg guy of this season.
Yeah. Well, the egg guy stuck around.
Well, you saw the girl that showed up in the wedding dress last year. The costume carried her to the end, so maybe this guy thought the same thing.
Does the product placement get worse this year? Because I know that they sell the trips, like we're going to go to Borneo because Borneo paid us to come here.
Right.
Is it like that? Like they end up in Fresno because Fresno paid?
I mean, the travel this season is kind of interesting. They go to, after they leave L.A., they go to New Jersey, of all places.
Really?
Yeah.
New Jersey.
They go to Atlantic City.
Are they rebuilding? They're doing the sentimental stuff.
It's got to be something to.
No,
work.
I
know
think
one of the dates is helping
charity.
A
I think
Sandy.
Desiree had a previously booked stripper appearance there.
And then it's Germany, Spain, and then Madeira Islands in Portugal.
It's like a really good cruise.
The Wood Islands, yes.
And then the finale's in Antigua. So
Is Desiree really looking for a husband, you think, or is she just on the gravy train to Hollywood like all the others?
Well, I will say this. I mean, she's got the story, the backstory of come from nothing, used to live in tents with my family. I'm now a bridal stylist. So her whole life
Rags to
revolves
riches.
around.
She's really likable. I really like her.
She's a nice girl.
Yeah.
She comes across as very likable. I have noticed in all of her preseason interviews, though, right now, she's petrified of giving anything away. Like her answers are very short, they're
They've
very
scared her.
rehearsed, and I've seen them all every season. Ashley and Emily, at least they spoke and were and gave longer
No,
answers.
you know what's going on there. That Chris guy has threatened her. He's threatened her. He said, I will beat you to an inch of your life if you let out one. Oh, that's how he is. That Chris guy's always constantly threatening to beat the girls.
Are you talking about Chris Brown, dude? Get the Chris's right.
Oh, my bad. Not Chris Harrison. Sorry, wrong guy.
Man, there's some meat sticks on here. I'm looking at all their headshots.
Meat stick.
What is a
Lots of
meat stick
What's a meat stick?
besides the body part?
You guys know meat stick.
No.
Never heard the word
meathead.
or words.
Yeah, exactly.
I buy them at 7-Eleven to snack on.
So meat stick is a
Like
a good word, or is it bad?
No, meat sticks like fratty, meathead.
Okay.
a
The
meathead.
big,
Meathead, okay.
built up gym.
Can you do something on
guy.
realitysteve.com that I think will catch on like crazy and I want to be a part of it? Yes or no?
Sure. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I want you and I want us to partner on a drinking game that I think will lead most of America to become alcoholics. Every time the phrase is uttered, can I borrow her for a second? You have to take a drink.
Yeah. Well, that first night, that's all it is. The first night, because
Waste
everyone's
space.
trying to get time with
A lot
her.
of borrowing.
Can I borrow her for a second?
You know what's ridiculous is they ask these guys like 7 questions for their bio, their name and age and what they do for a living, where they're from. And one of the questions is shoe size.
Wow.
Really?
Like, does that really matter? It's just like,
what do you think they're
I'm a
going
lawyer,
for
I like
there?
Pearl Jam, and I wear size 16.
The
No,
best-
you don't.
The best part about the profiles on ABC.com this season, if you scroll down, Janet,
Yeah. Oh, okay, down. Yep, down there.
they actually
Save all that.
scroll.
Of her going down. Yes, there.
Hold on, it's not.
That's up,
it's
Jenna.
not
You're going up.
It's not moving.
Left
I
to-
have
on
to
the
go
left.
reverse to get it.
We
where
need you
I
to
want
go
it.
down, Jenna.
Computer help, please.
So they always do the basic questions of, your ideal mate and stuff like that. But this year they actually included screenshots from when these guys did their handwritten answers on their questionnaire.
Oh, handwriting
And-
analysis.
And you can do handwriting analysis on every one of these guys, and you can see that some of these guys can't spell and have the penmanship of a third grader.
Oh,
It's
wow.
awesome.
These are good questions, though. But
See, you can see it right there, Jenna.
See, that's good
Look
dude
at that.
handwriting, but it's all caps.
I'm sorry, maybe I'm too scientific, but I think handwriting analysis is a bunch of crap and
Oh, it
doesn't tell
is.
you anything. I only rely on astrology. That's what I go for. Yeah, if you're born in the third moon of Pisces,
Yeah, what you're saying.
we're a perfect match.
It's amazing just looking at some of these guys' questionnaire answers, how they got cast.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't even spell.
They're
or write.
models, Steve. Duh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
They're
forgot about
beautiful.
that. They're on for their personality. I forgot.
Yeah.
their handwriting
RealitySteve.com. That's where you get all the scoop on The Bachelor, including who wins. You can find it out as soon as
Today.
Now?
Today.
You can find out
Before
now.
it even
Yeah.
starts.
Right
Hey guys,
now.
if you're gonna try to win money off your friends' moms because they don't know about Reality Steve, wait till there's like 6 or 7 guys left. Don't do it in the beginning; it's too obvious.
Okay.
Morons, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And don't be so sure about it. Act like you're not sure.
Yes.
Right.
Jeez.
Gosh, the hottest one's already douchey.
You were wrong one time that I can recall.
Yeah.
One time. Is there any chance you're
No.
wrong this year?
No.
None. You're 100%.
100%.
All right.
Who wins the
There you go.
NBA championship? You
Yeah.
know that?
No, but I can guess.
What is Microsoft stock going to do on Tuesday? RealitySteve.com. Kidd Kraddick in the morning.
Subscribe now for more videos from Kidd Kraddick in the morning. And check us out at KiddNation.com. It's Kidd Kraddick in the morning.